And welcome back to Community Conversations. I'm your host, Josh Hardy. I'm the Executive Director of Concord TV. And on this program, we like to bring in individuals and organizations who are making Concord a better place. And there's so many different sectors of Concord, whether it's housing, whether it's the homelessness crisis. There's so many different sectors that combined through the nonprofit sector, local government, and other organizations, it kind of helps keep everything running. And I think that's a great way to segue into our community conversations with the Community Action Program of Belknap-Merrimack counties. And specifically, we have guests here who are going to be talking about the Head Start and Early Head Start programs, which are programs within CAP BMC. So with that, I'm glad to welcome Chris Parker, who's a preschool teacher, and Mumtaz Gazelle. You are a parent and I'd say a community partner who's been involved with Head Start for quite a while. So thank you both of you for coming under the bright lights here of the Concord TV studio. And it's so good to have you guys here working with Concord TV to help spread the word.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
Awesome, thank you so much for being here. So let's start off with, as I understand that Head Start is a program underneath CAP BMC, but what is Head Start and Early Head Start? And what's the purpose that it provides to the community?
It's a federally funded program that is that provides services for families that are living around the poverty guidelines. We do schooling. We do health and mental health, and help them access resources within the community.
Awesome. So it's federal funding that goes to the organization that then provides the service.
Yes.
In this case.
Yeah.
Right. So that happens right here in the Concord area, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Not just Concord specifically, but
well, no, it's a nationwide program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head Start's nationwide.
Yes.
And what's the difference between Head Start and Early Head Start? I have a guess, but just for our audience.
So Early Head Start is 6 weeks to 3 years, and then when they hit 3, they go to preschool, which is 3 to 5 years.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more, so holistically, about childhood development. That's an important resource that's being provided to families in the area. Why is that so important for just part of kids growing up and becoming adults eventually? Why is it so important at that age group?
Well, the first 5 years of development in a child's life is the most important. Yeah. And so to have that resource to help them gain their education, and to help with our program, to help with their health, and we connect them with so many different resources, and just gives them that little bit of a head start when they do start the public schools.
So the name Head Start makes sense in that
case,
doesn't it? So you had mentioned briefly about financials, but to go into that more, who financially qualifies for this program? And then remind us again about the age group. You may have mentioned that as well.
So it's based around families that are that live at the poverty level, and so it's income based, and so families can apply for the Head Start. It doesn't cost them any money to be a part of the Head Start program.
The bottom line is Head Start have a very motivated motto to give the family with under the poverty line, and the new starter, especially. Example, me, I'm a refugee. I came as a refugee with the children. So there are a lot of factors contributed behind this school, and really the motto and the function of the program is really, amazing to me. And I have benefit from them. And as I teach there for 3 years. And so I learned a lot. The child development is very important, like early childhood, and this we talk about the first part of the age 6 weeks to 3 years old. Mostly children in United States, what I see is parents are very busy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very busy, first of all. So in order for those parents to go to the job, the kids need to be with somebody.
And childcare can be very expensive, and also wait lists, hard to get your kids in, which is an ongoing issue. But so that's so important, so that the parents can be in the workforce, so that they can support their family. Right?
Yes. So we want our children to be with someone who already trained and safe and secure in every corner, like education, safety, nutrition, and everything taken care of. So that is the best place to put on, because on my early days, I use my neighbors to taking care of the child.
Right.
Their kids ate my children's food. So my kids go starving the whole day until I come back from the job.
Yeah.
So once I get enrolled in this early Head Start program, I learned a lot, and finally it's really motivate me to get involved as a teacher and contribute myself there. And those 6 weeks to 3 years is a very, very, how to say that, very sensitive age, and I use as a plain paper where you can put anything, and this white paper, when you use the marker, you have to use very intelligently, and our children's life is like this plain paper. So doesn't matter intellectually, cognitively, social, emotional, developmental, everything they get in what's called the enriched by the Head Start program.
So that age group, it's so important to get off on the right to a Head Start again. It's a good program name, and your story is pretty incredible. So how did you first hear about Head Start? Was there another community resource that pointed you in the right direction? Because I'm always interested with work community groups about how are you connecting and reaching out to the people who are most at need. So it's always interesting to me to ask that question, like, how were you connected to that resource?
I would love to explain, but I don't want to take away the time. Okay, so every refugee comes through the resettlement agency, and somebody from that agency was assigned to help this family, like school-age kids and the parents to get job, everything they're trying to taking care of. So through that, I went to the Health and Human Service Office, Social Security Office, all kind of procedure I follow. And then I was struggling with my little one, daycare. So I talked to the Health and Human Service Office, and they gave me that phone number and the address, and that is a very interesting story. I went to, I took the bus. I don't know how to drive, and I don't have the car. I took the bus, as people say, and I lost where is that building is, to get inside there and get a physical application for my little one. So finally, after here and there, bumping here and there, finally I got an application letter, and there I started.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So we are going to put information up for everyone about the website and how to reach out to learn more about Head Start. I will say the website is capbm.org/Head Start. So we are going to put that up for everyone, just so you know, because it is sometimes discovering community resources that they're just discovering and finding out these resources. So I'm hoping with our program today that people will know about this and maybe be able to jumpstart to getting more involved. So I wanted to come back to Chris for a second to ask, you both had mentioned health and nutrition support services. For someone like me not involved, what does that mean? What are some of the literal things that are included as those support systems?
Well, at the center, we have a dentist that come in and do dental checkups. We do lead screenings there. They do sight, vision and hearing testing. And then our family service workers or home visitors work with the families to get them a doctor if they need it, or a dentist, or if they need mental health services. We have in Concord site, we have a mental health professional that works with us that comes into the site, or we work on helping them get help out in the community if they need that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's so many services. I'm amazed just hearing that all listed out. That's an incredible amount of resources, and it must take a lot of coordinating to bring those different professional resources into the school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We work a lot with the community to help support them and get them the needs that they, to help them.
So how's the school year been going so far?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just good. And has it been, there's still the ongoing COVID pandemic, but with everything back in person, has there been a difference just in the way that kids have been dealing with like the social emotional learning? Changes?
We definitely have started seeing what they call the COVID babies come in. So the Concord site's a little bit different. We have our early Head Start, which is the 6 weeks to 3 years. That's a full day program. And then for Head Start, we have 2 Head Start / childcare programs. So those children are there all day, which the morning piece is like the educational piece, and the rest of it is for the childcare for the parents that work.
Yeah.
And then we have classrooms that are just the Head Start piece only.
Okay.
So we've definitely seen a lot more children that need a little bit more extra support, especially in those early in the classrooms that just are part day.
Okay.
Because they are learning how to play with other kids now, because they've been so sheltered, unfortunately, due to COVID.
A lot of adults have forgotten how to work
Absolutely.
together too, so we're challenging
Yeah.
if you're a child too. So
Absolutely.
I totally understand that. So I saw on the website something about parents can get involved in this process. What are some examples of that, and what would that entail? And that question's for
Right.
either one
Well,
of you.
as far as a teacher, we meet with the parents 4 times a year. 2 are at home and 2 of them are at the school. So, I mean, that alone is an involvement with the parents. And then we do school-to-home activities every month, which is kind of making that connection. And then MomTest is involved in a couple of other ways.
Yep, like a policy council, where the parent involved in the program development or every kind of that detail
Yep.
meeting once a month. Every once a month we do the meeting where the parents and the community action program has that.
Yep.
People get along and then have a conference about everything, like budget and the transportation, whatever topic we brought it out to explore as a new topic or just the existing one to be reviewed.
So because there's so many existing concerns, even when childcare is figured out, that these families still have maybe multiple jobs that they're dealing with, and family issues, transportation.
Yeah.
How does the transportation work for this in general for this program? Is there busing? Is it drop off, pick up?
Yeah, it's drop off and pick up by
Yep.
the parents. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
years ago we had a bus.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, but there was a lot of complications with that. So, eventually maybe it'll come back to the program, but it is
Still
definitely.
though.
But we have a
Yeah.
lot of families that live close, and they'll carpool and
Yeah.
they work a lot together to figure out how to get the kids there so they can have
As a school
time.
community
Yeah.
working together.
Yep, and our home visitors and family service workers will help them set that up. I mean, they're really our connection to the communities. And if they have a parent that comes in that needs transportation, they'll help them get their car fixed. They'll help try to find them, all the resources they can.
It sounds like very close-knit, everyone cares for each other
Yes.
and looks out for each other, which is super important. And there's, that sometimes isn't always the case in our community, that people slip between the cracks or we don't check on our neighbor. I think that's happening more and more. So that's refreshing to hear that everyone's looking out for each other.
Yeah.
That's great. So where you've mentioned multiple centers, where are there's 5 different ones, is that correct? Where are the different centers located?
So we have our one in Concord, and
Yep.
we do have another one that they're
One in Laconia,
Yeah.
Yep.
one in Warner, and one in
Pittsfield.
Pittsfield, and the last one is the Eastman in Concord.
Okay, gotcha.
Did you
So-
say Franklin?
Oh, Franklin
Oh, in
too.
Franklin, okay.
Yes, Franklin.
Good. Can't
Yeah.
forget about Franklin. We got to remember
yeah,
Franklin
yeah.
too.
So there's 2 sites in Concord. The second site where they're over at Eastman. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but
Yep.
hopefully we're going to get some
Soon.
qualified teachers in there. And
So off camera, we had talked about the need for hiring good educators and staff, and how there is a need. Head Start's hiring, right?
yes, we're always looking for quality teachers, and there's so many pieces to the program that there's always a need for someone in different positions.
And and from what you've described, it sounds like a great organization to work for. It sounds like very caring community members as part of your school community. I was wondering, do you have to be a resident of the school, like the Franklin school? Do you have to live in Franklin, or if you're in a town over, if that's your closest, do you have to be a resident, or? I always throw a curve.
That's good.
always
I don't believe you have to be a resident. I know with our childcare classrooms, we have families that do live in and that work in Concord that do come from other towns.
Yep.
I believe they try to service everybody they can.
Okay.
So
Yeah. That's always such an interesting, like the days are gone where most people don't work and live in the same town.
right.
A lot of people around Concord TV, we're commuters in from other towns and things
Yeah.
like that. So you don't. It's important that you're not. Sometimes you're coming from a town over.
Yes,
still,
yes.
You know.
So yes, I mean they try to get every child in as much as we can. But like we said, there is a teacher shortage nationally, and we're feeling it in Concord. When we first came back from COVID, we had 5 classrooms closed. Now we're down to 2, so that's very encouraging. And hopefully we have the families that need the help and the children that need to be, so they can get their head start.
To get a good education.
Yeah.
And it's such an important field. I know it's obviously very difficult. We see day in, day out, we're based out of Concord High School, and we see the time and effort and passion the high school teachers put in. I've got family members, used to be a preschool teacher, current 5th grade teacher. I've seen that it's a difficult, you do it because you care about the kids, you do it because that's what you're passionate about. Yeah. And so I'm hoping that we as a community can continue to support educators, and it's a valuable position.
Absolutely.
And role in our society. So is there anything that I forgot to mention about this really important program? And I appreciate both of you coming in here. Is there anything that we missed or something you wanted to say to our audience just about the program and why it means so much to you?
I personally wanted to repeat that as a newcomer, I benefit a lot of this, a lot from this program. And as a parent's involvement, like Chris said, we need a quality teacher. So there are some positions as a teacher assistant, which doesn't need the teaching degree. Yeah. You just need to have certain amount of the course or certain amount of the quality to be assisting a teacher, having an extra adult in their classroom, something that happened with their parents visiting in the classroom, or like family member involved in the classroom to have fun with the kids, and also school have a lot of events for the family involvement, like we do the literacy night, and then what is called the Wonderful Women Day with the kids and mom, and when excellent guys or something
Great
like
guys.
that. Yeah, the father or male in the family involved, do the activities, bring home or come to the school, and also we do some family dinner together kind of thingy. That is a lot of fun for our kids to see it, especially I came from a big family, and I'm here alone with my 2 kids, so that my kids really never know what does it look like to be in this kind of setting. So Hastad gave me that chance to bring in my kids and get involved. Literacy night, going crazy, mac and cheese, everything. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing testimony for the value of Head Start and everything that you've said throughout the program. Chris, is there anything else you wanted to wrap us up on that we may have missed through the show?
Well, I guess there was just a couple other points. And I know I did talk about families that live at the poverty guideline, but we also work a lot with homeless families and getting them, getting them into this program, supporting them so they can find jobs. We work with resources to help them with what they need. In foster families, we also work a lot with foster families. But also just resources from the community. We do partnership with the community so much. And over the past, we've had donations of snow gear and just any resource out there that is
grilled.
Yeah, just to make that
snow
connection.
Winter blanket.
It's fantastic.
Blankets,
it's fantastic to work with the community.
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's
been a huge help to our families.
Yeah, we have to do it together.
Yes.
And I know, we're very Concord Central here, but we've seen that there's a strong culture of supporting, and but we need more people to care and to support and to help. Sometimes it feels like in Concord, sometimes there's a few people doing a lot of work. We're trying to get more people to help out, and so maybe more people could give some donations to you guys or help out in other ways. We'd love to see that. Yeah. So with that, I'd like to thank both of you for coming in. This was Chris Parker and Mumtaz Gazelle, both who are involved with the community action programs, Head Start and Early Head Start. So we'll have the information on the screen. Please make sure that you take a look, that you consider being involved. So again, thank you for tuning into the program. We'll be back for another Community Conversations soon.